Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your month ahead for May 2020 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what the month ahead has in store for you, Saggies. All right, let's have a look, see for your actions and interactions with the world at large this month. You get the 10 of Wands, right? So it does look like a lot of you are either planning or initiating some sort of a move this month. Remember, your 10 of Wands is about the release of burdens, for sure. It's about ending difficult situations, which is fantastic. The fact that you have this here in your actions, this is about you seeking to end, you know, you're consciously seeking to end things that have either been difficult for you, maybe things that have carried on for, you know, what feels like too long for you. This is about you saying, you know what, I'm going to release this, whatever it was, whatever it is that is done now. This is a time for me to say no more. The fact that you have this in your actions and interactions with the world at large, it's also about a move. This is, and when I say a move, I'm talking about like a home move. So it does look like a lot of you are saying to yourself this month, you know what, it's time for me to be done. Wherever I am, whatever this environment is, this doesn't necessarily have to just mean your home. This could be your job, you know, the place that you work at, or maybe the environment that you live in. This is just about you making that decision that this is no longer the place for me, no longer feels supportive, growthful, you know, whatever you want to call it. For your money and materials, you have the Strength card, the Crone, right, in this deck, which I absolutely love. So for your money and materials, this is your health, your finances and your home. It does look like a lot of you are either maybe fixing your sights on something that feels more aligned to you when it comes to home. It tells me that for some of you, you may very well be looking at August when you're looking to move, when you're looking to change areas, or you know, where it is that you're going from here. For your finances, this is about you saying, what is it that I really want now? What is it that I actually need? Like, this is about you really getting in touch with how much you actually need, which is really nice, because I kind of feel like you guys are leading the way on that. I don't feel like a lot of people have been asking that question at the moment. Lots of people have been worried about money. Lots of people have been worried about finances, but not a lot of people have actually turned around and said, you know what do I actually need? And when this all goes forward, you know what, how can I really streamline what I spend money on, what I am aligned with in terms of my values? Now, we have just had a new moon in the sign of Taurus, which was conjunct Uranus, which is also in Taurus, obviously, because it was in Taurus, Raph. It wouldn't be conjunct otherwise. But this, I think, is really going to start to shift the value system of, you know, of the human race. I think that was a big point of initiation for a lot of people. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out. For your health, this is, you know, right next to the 10 of Wands. This is about your back. This is about your physical, you know, like your actual back, whether this is now I'm not a medical professional, I can't give you medical advice, but it does look like you're looking at your physical back. So this could be the muscles, it could be the bones. Maybe this is you taking up something that's going to help you get your flexibility back, or at least gain some sort of degree of flexibility. But it does look like that's something you're conscious of or focused on this month. For your communications and conversations, you have the Page of Swords. So some of you are looking at new jobs. Some of you are looking at new skills. Maybe this is about you gaining some form of a qualification. Remember, your Page of Swords or Page of Athames is about, you know, job interviews and reaching out to people. Sometimes it can be a letter as well, you know, like a document that comes through the post. And here next to the Strength card, This is about something that you're going after that you actually want. It could be a job interview. It could be, maybe there's some sort of work that you want to do. For a select few of you, this is because it's the crone. So this is about volunteering, something that you want to do practically to help people. This is you getting the message that you are being called upon, or maybe you're getting the interview, or maybe you're getting offered the job after you had the interview. It does look like for some of you Saggies as well, this month you will be trickling on back to work. So that's quite interesting. I think it was, who was it? I can't remember. One of the signs also got a very similar message that their sign, predominantly or more than any others, would be trickling on back to work. So it's, whoever that sign was plus you guys. And then finally, for your heart and half, you've got the Five of Swords right next to the Page of Swords. So I have to be honest with you, my lovelies, it does look like you may be having some tough conversations with loved ones this month. Maybe there are some disagreements in the air. Maybe there are some old resentments, old wounds, or old things that are brought up. It may very well see you at odds with a family member this month. And the reason I say this is because you've got the Page of Swords there, which can sometimes be that sort of and then you've got the Five of Swords, which is fraught communication and sometimes difficult conversations that need to be had. Sometimes it's a battle of words, right? And because you've got this in your heart and half sector, I don't feel like this is with a partner. I feel like this, it's interesting because I think it was Libra that had this same sort of message. It looks like you guys are having a clash. And if I'm honest, it's because one of you, I don't know whether this is you, I don't know whether it's them, but it does look like one of you is maybe not able to see some of the bigger picture. And I kind of feel like you guys are going to maybe end up having some heavy words this month. The thing that I will say to you is, now is a time to remember to be patient, to remember to be kind. Everybody has theories, everybody has, different bits and bobs about this whole situation. But one thing that you really need to consider at the moment is that your opinions are going to differ from a lot of people's, and vice versa. It's not a time to fall out with family is what I'm trying to say, but, it might be that you end up having to have some sort of tough conversation with one of them, going forward. So keep that in mind this month. Let's have a look at your weeks of the month. This week, first week of the month, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Underneath, look at that. So Wheel of Fortune, 10. Wheel of Fortune is 10. The 10 of Wands there is 10. 10s are about completion and attainment. So something that you have been dealing with, battling with, something that you might have struggled with for some time. This can be anything from an addiction to a situation. It could be, a decision that had to be made. This month, this first week of the month sees you making that decision and moving ahead with it and saying to yourself, right, okay, you know what? I've made my I've decided on the point that I'm going to make or the way that I'm going to go. From here on in, this is how it's going to be. The Wheel of Fortune says that you are supported in that move. Whatever it is that you have decided, you will find the support for it going forward. Your second week of the month, you have the Justice card, right? So yeah, when it comes to, it looks like you're making some choices when it comes to the money and materials. Certainly making some bigger or longer term commitments. And this is about you asking yourself, right, okay, what is it going to take me? All right, what's it going to take from here on? And ultimately, am I really ready or willing to commit to that and what it actually looks like? For your third week of the month, you have the World card underneath the Page of Swords. Definitely some sort of new work. Maybe for some of you, it's a promotion. Maybe you're sidestepping in the current, business or industry that you work in. I've seen this combination, the Page of Swords and the World card, for people who stay in the same company but shift sideways. So they'll go into a different department, or they'll take on different or new responsibilities. Either which way, it can be a really good time for you. When it comes to the profession, this could be really nice. It does look like you're getting the news that you were hoping for when it comes to work. And then finally, for your 4th week of the month, you've got the Judgment card. Now, isn't that an interesting turn of events? Very, very similar to the Libran energy. So it does look like you guys are going to be having some sort of a challenging conversation this month. You might very well be, you know, and some of it might be from some really deep old resentments. Either which way this month, it does look like it's going to bubble up to the surface. And my advice to you is to let it. You know, find ways to be patient, find ways to be kind, but know that whatever it is that's coming up is coming up for a reason. It needs to be dealt with now. The thing about the Judgment card, it precedes massive changes, right? But sometimes the only way that you can really get past or get to your future is by dealing with and laying to rest the past. The Judgment card. Your key to the month. All right, so you got the 5 of Swords. So this is going to be the big focus for you guys this month. There are challenging conversations ahead, you know, for you guys in the days ahead. I have to say, over the course of May, it does look like you are having some tough conversations. But the beauty of this energy, right? The beauty of this energy is going to be literally that whatever it is that comes up, it may be heightened, it may be intense, but once it's done, it's done. You will truly be able to move forward. You will truly be able to create a different experience of it for everybody involved. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.